from a waterproofed family room in Worcester County, Maryland. Welcome to Sunday Songs. Thanks for being here. It's a vacation edition of Sunday Songs. I'm away from my water-damaged basement in Prince George's County, Maryland. So if this is your first time joining us on Sunday Songs, I'm not usually in digs that are this classy. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm going to just start playing a few tunes before I jump right into it. Hey, I am working with a new audio setup here, though, since I'm on the road. So let me know if you can hear me okay before I dive into it. And you can tell me that in the comments below. Well, I'm not seeing any complaints about the sound, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we're good to go. Okay, great. Thanks for being here tonight. If this is your first episode, thanks for stopping by. If this is your 60th episode of Sunday Songs, I appreciate you very much. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'm going to play a couple covers tonight. I'm going to celebrate Tom T. Hall, classic American songwriter who passed away a few days ago at the age of 85. I'm going to celebrate my friend Justin Towns Earl, who passed away. The anniversary of his death was just a few days ago. And I'm going to play some of my tunes, and we're going to do a Soft Boy Poem Corner. So it's going to be a great night. Thank you for being here tonight. There's a road I have known I could always find. If I walked ahead, I could look behind. If I fell behind, I could always know. If it's not around this corner, it's around the next. If it's not beyond this river, it's beyond the rest. And if still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. A hand I have known I could always hold through the night so long, through the day so fair. If I lost my grip, I would not despair. If it's not around this corner, it's around the next. If it's not beyond rivers beyond the rest. And if still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. So I'll keep walking on and off there. You can hear the echoes of my steps. It's not around this corner, it's around the next. If it's not beyond this river, it's beyond the rest. And if still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. If still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. There's a road I have known I could always find. Thank you. Thanks for coming to Sunday Songs, y'all. Always love it as you're watching. If you can tell a friend about the show while it's going on, if you can text a link to a friend, or if you're watching on Facebook, if you can tag them below. We love it when you spread the word about the show. So thank you for doing that. This is a song off of an album. Man, this album's got to be almost 10 years old. off an album called The Great Despiser. And this is the first song off of it. It's called Hymn Number 76. Meet me as to dare into the darkness. If you are devoted to a dream, go and light the lantern, leave your family abandoned. Meet me by the shallow of the stream. Oh, meet me by the shallow of the stream. Ask me is to love with hesitation. My answer is the same as it has been. Here is my affection, no conditions and no questions. Open up the door and let me in. Oh, open up the door and let me in. Trust me is to travel past the towers. Those who make it back from here are few. It takes all of your devotion to have courage for a moment. The world has bested better men than you. Ah, the world has bested better men than you. To love me is to sit upon the mountain. Every step is harder than the last, but to find the step above it is to triumph, is to summit. Test the frigid water from the tap. Ah, test the frigid water from the tap. Curse me for the life we left behind us, is to misremember what was caused. Far from the vacant cradle to the empty kitchen table. Show me what was precious that was lost. Oh, I'm sorry that I said it, and I know it might be reckless. Ah, show me what was precious that was cost. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see where you guys are watching from tonight. Let's see. Phil is saying hello to everybody, the whole Sunday Songs community. What's up, Phil? Our longtime listener, Emily Feld is watching. I don't have any rain songs for you this time, Emily. I'll have to learn some. Gatam is watching from Albany. How you doing, Gatam? Thanks for being here tonight. Where else are you guys watching from tonight? Oh, man. David is watching from Milwaukee. If still it can't be found, he loves that. You want to hear 1,000 Men? Yes, I definitely, yeah. I don't usually take requests until a little bit later, but, okay, so it's very guitar heavy. People are letting me know. Got it. This is how you, this is about all the mixing I got going on this time is mic placement. So we're going to fix that there. And let me know if this works a little bit better. This is how they used to mix stuff way back in the day. Without the fancy mixing boards, you just have to Place the mics in the right place, right? Oh, we're getting some distortion too. Okay, hold on. The old pug can fix that. I mean, come on, man. We've been doing remote recording for a long time now with the pandemic. Hopefully this is a little bit better. You guys let me know. All right, what was I going to play? Oh, I wanted to play this one. And I will get to 1,000 Men. I will write that down right now. So I'll get to that in the request portion of it, my friend. 1,000 Men. Boom. Let's see here. After all the windows on the ground floor had been broken, after all the undemanding officers had spoken, after all the trouble, after all of the commotion, I walked right through the door. It was always open. When I was 17, I set out on the ocean, searching for Columbus or wherever he was going. And then 20,000 miles came down to just a moment. I sailed right through the door. It was always open. I climbed the western wall without anybody knowing. I held the guardsman captive with the pistol I had stolen. But he just poured a cup of coffee and said, "Son, now here's a notion. The next time you stop by, the door is always open." I waited for the sun, but it was already dawn. It was already dawn, breaking fast all along. And I waited for her song, but she was already gone. She was already gone, breaking fast all along. So it seems I've spent a lifetime resting and beholding, standing on the threshold, absolutely frozen, waiting on some God above to tell me I was chosen. Instead I spoke myself, the door was always open. Instead I spoke myself, the door was always open. Thank you. Thank you very much. Did the microphone thing fix the audio for you guys? Yes, no, maybe so. All right. Let's see here. I guess we're good to go. What else did I want to play for you guys tonight? Oh, I know what I wanted to play. I don't think I've played this one in a long time. Or our bookkeeper, Christopher Wilson, can correct me, but I don't think I've played this song off an album called Messenger in a very long time. If you just... Shapnet says they couldn't hear the cowbell. I get it. I get it. This is off an album called Messenger. There was a time when I heard you calling out my name, but these days I'm not so sure. When the room went dark and your voice was gone, I heard you all the same, but these days I'm not so sure. I knew I could remember bedroom and your touch, but these days I'm not so sure. Definitely was a word I used far too much, 'cause these days I'm not so sure. I bummed expensive cigarettes, I wrote John Steinbeck's books, I undressed someone's daughter, then complained about her looks. Stealing was so easy then, I wish that it still were. Now as I pick my own pocket, I know that these days I'm not so sure. Church was my kitchen, the world was my church, but these days I'm not so sure. To choirs I would listen, through briars I would search, but these days I'm not so sure. I sacrificed my sister, I prayed my own soul to keep. I told my dying father that a man should never weep. Breathing was so easy then, I wish that it still were. Now as the breeze just makes me colder, I know that these days I'm not so sure. Drank my wine for breakfast every morning I was born. In the black electric winter, my back was always warm. Breathing was so easy then, I wish that it still were. Now in my sleepless bedroom, I know that these days not so sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Do this a lot, but you know what? This harmonica's old and out of tune. let's get a younger harmonica in here that can do the job. I'm too old to play stuff out of tune, man. Much better. I am the day, I am the dawn, I am the darkness coming on. And I'm once, I'm twice, I am the whole, I'm just a slice. Some call me gone, some call me here, none are wrong, none are near. I am right now, I am back then, I will return, don't ask me when. I am the disappointed kiss, I am the unexpected harvest. I am the old Kentucky home, I am the son who runs the farthest. I have done wrong, I will do wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing wrong. And I'm faith, I am belief, except for when I'm not. I am the teeth of champions, I am rust and water out. And I'm sleep, I'm breathing, I'm the missing of the passing seasons. I am the brush, I am the strokes, I'm sickness come to the best of folks. I am renewed, I am just made, I am unchanging. I'm a pasture fenced about the edge, I am Dakota thunder raging. And by my shoes and by my feet and by my soul and wonder, I am the tracks we've laid above, I am the tunnel running under. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you're watching tonight, we love it if you can tell a friend about the show, as always. All right, let's see what else you guys are up to. So Amy Addis says, listening to the Working Songwriter episode with Amy Ray. I just got to do a really cool episode of the podcast that I host called The Working Songwriter. I got to interview Amy Ray of the Indigo Girls. Absolute stone cold legend. It was really cool. We got to both talk about, on one hand, the music business and how it's changed, and the juggernaut of, the Lilith fair that she was on, and in the early 90s. And then also we got to talk about, we got pretty granular as far as her different techniques for songwriting. So I'd say it's a good episode to listen to in general, but it's particularly if you are a songwriter. I think it's a good one. So I'm glad that you're digging it, Amy, and I hope some other people will dig into it. All right, Chip says, I got my brother Ralph to tune in from Texas. Glad he's getting to hear you. Welcome, Ralph. Thanks for taking your insane brother's advice. You'd have to be insane to be a part of our crew here. All right, I'm gonna play a song by the dearly departed Tom T. Hall. Tom T. Hall was a songwriter. He died a couple days ago. He's about 85 years old. His heyday is probably 60s, 70s, and 80s. Wrote a bunch of, I believe, #1 hits in country music. If they weren't #1, they were dang close. He was kind of a contemporary of Roger Miller. Sounded like Roger Miller in some ways, or maybe Roger Miller sounded like him. He wrote a lot of songs from the perspective of characters. And what was really interesting about Tom T. Hall as a songwriter is he never came in with like a narrator's voice to kind of inject a value judgment on what the narrator of the song was describing. You know what I mean? So you yourself, the listener, would have to decide what you thought about them, whether you thought that they were reliable or unreliable, whether you thought that they were being, virtuous in a situation or a bad person. And that's a technique that he was using there. I feel like that's used in literature. It's not used a ton in songwriting. And when it is, it's used by, you're a real master if you're working on that level. So I'd say that that's what Tom T. Hall left with country songwriting, that sort of perspective and technique. This is one of those songs. This is probably the song of his, if any one of his songs has become a standard or will become a standard now that he's passed away. This would be it. Although he also wrote that song Harper Valley PTA, which I think is probably a more famous song than the one I'm about to play you, but there's something about this one. It's just so simple that you can imagine this one being played around campfires for a long time. So, if you got a drink in your hand, throw one up for the dearly departed Tom T. Hall. If you love somebody enough, you'll follow wherever they go. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. If you love somebody enough, you'll go where your heart wants you to go. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. I know if you'd seen her, you'd tell me, 'cause you were my friend. I've got to find her and find out the trouble she's in. If you tell me that she's not here, I'll follow the tracks of her tears. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. She'd get angry and she used to say she'd head back to Memphis one day. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. I haven't eaten a bite or slept for 3 days and nights. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. I need to find her and tell her that I love her so. I cannot rest till I find out why she had to go. Thank you for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry. That's how I got to Memphis. 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 So long to Tom T. Hall. I might have to give him a eulogy on the working songwriter in this next week or two. Throw one up for him if you got one in your hand watching the show tonight. I also wanted to play a tribute tonight. It's been a year since Justin Towns Earl, my buddy of many years ago, passed away. The anniversary of his death was just a few days ago. I can remember very clearly, as I'm sure some of the viewers here on the show can remember, finding out about his death. I found out about his death 5 minutes before streaming one of these episodes, and ended up talking about him at length then. So I don't have much more to add besides the fact that it'd be nice to commemorate him right now. Maybe it'd be better to commemorate him on his birthday going forward rather than this day, but he's been on my mind because of that auspicious date. So here's my favorite Justin Towns Earl song. Father's son, I've never known when to shut up, and I ain't fooling no one. I am my Father's son. See eye to eye, and I'll be the first to admit I never tried. Yeah, it hurts, but it should hurt sometimes. We don't see eye to eye. I was a young man when I first felt the pleasure in the feeling of a sin. And I went down the same road as my old man, but I was younger then. Now it's 3 a.m. and I'm standing in the kitchen smoking my last cigarette. Light a match and I see my reflection in the mirror in the hall, and I say to myself, I got my mama's eyes, her long thin frame and her smile, and I still see wrong from right. I got my mama's eyes. Yeah, I got my mama's eyes. Rest in peace, Justin. Rest in peace, Tom T. Hall. It's now time for America's favorite time to cry. Soft Boy Poem Corner. This week we got a poem by one of my absolute favorite poets, Philip Levine. I could read this guy's stuff all day long. It's entitled, My Brother the Artist at 7. As a boy, he played alone in the fields behind our block. 6 frame houses holding 6 immigrant families, the parents speaking only gibberish to their neighbors. Without the kids, they couldn't say good morning and be understood. Little wonder he learned early to speak to himself, to tell no one what truly mattered. How much can matter to a kid of 7? Everything. The whole world can be his. Just after dawn, he sneaks out to hide in the wild, bleached grasses of August and pretends he's grown up, someone complete in himself without the need for anyone. A warrior from the ancient places our fathers fled years before. Those magic places, Kiev, Odessa, the Crimea, Port Said, Alexandria, Lisbon, the Canaries, Caracas, Galveston. In the damp grass, he recites the names over and over in a hushed voice while the sun climbs into the locust tree to waken the houses. The husbands leave for work, the women return to bed, the kids bend to porridge and milk. He advances slowly, eyes fixed, an animal or a god, while beneath him the earth holds its breath. There you go. Philip Levine has a collection of poems called, I believe it's called What Work Is. Don't beat me up if I'm wrong, if I didn't get it exactly right, internet sleuths, but I'm pretty sure it's entitled What Work Is. If it's something close to that, that's the book that I'm talking about. And all the poems in that are wonderful. I don't believe that poem that I just read is in there, but a lot of it is. I'm happy to take your requests now. If you want to toss your requests or questions into the live chat, I'll be happy to take them all. I think the first one, I have this written down here. We did have a request for 1,000 Men, so I'm going to play that one. This is off a strange little EP I put out many years ago called In the Meantime. See Thomas Jefferson on the eve of Bunker Hill, writing words to die for, writing sentences to kill. They've come to paint his portrait, so he grabs a chair and sits. Here's the surgeon, orders cotton for 1,000 tourniquets. For God and country, for us and them. Every good idea kills at least 1,000 men. At least 1,000 men. See the able-bodied Christian in a dark and savage land, telling all those who will listen that God was once a man. Through needles' eyes so narrow, he will lead them 4 by 4. He's got 900 shackles, he needs at least 100 more. 1,000 men, 1,000 men. Every good idea kills at least 1,000 men. At least 1,000 men. See the able-bodied student in his laboratory coat, whispering calculations like prayers stuck in his throat. Soon he will discover some flawless medicine, but right now he needs an oven that holds at least 1,000 men. Some are the means, some are the ends. Every good idea kills at least 1,000 men. At least 1,000 men. 1,001. 1,001. Every man I know thinks that he's 1,001. 909, his day is done. Every man I know thinks that he's 1,001. I know I'm 1,001. Thank you. You guys are going to have to pardon me. Please don't make fun of me for this, but I'm very thirsty. The only thing I have to drink here, we had a big birthday party for my son recently, and there's just juice boxes all over the place. So here on a live stream, I'm going to briefly drink something out of a juice box, okay? Because that's how deep I am in the parenting game right now, you guys. There's not much joy in my life. In a like carnal pleasure sense these days. So I guess fruit punch on a brand juice box is the closest we're going to get. What else you guys want to hear? Kevin is saying these are Justin Townes Earl songs here. Midnight at the Movies is a great song of his. Slipping and Sliding is a great song of his. It's a very sad song of his because it deals with how hard it is to get away from addiction. Oh, okay. So Andrew says, those who might not have seen it, check out Justin Townes Earl, his version of that song on the R Vinyl YouTube channel. It's beautiful and gutting in equal measure. Well, yeah, go check that out. He was one of the things about Justin. Very unusual singer and a very unusual guitar player, and his guitar playing style was very unusual. And there'll be people trying to copy that for years. I guarantee it. I hear people doing it all the time, actually. All right, what else you guys want to hear? I don't have the right guitar. I'm sorry for A Gentle Few. It's an alternate tuning guitar. Yeah, let's see. Matthew Boyarski, a regular listener of our show, requests Dodge in the Wind. You got it, brother. How could I say no? I got the right harmonica in and everything. This is another song off that record, In the Meantime. A very In the Meantime heavy set tonight. Here's my pick. See that sunset down. Don't leave the avenue. See that boy walk into town. Watch him leave on through. I've been running I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. Every city I've found, every place that I get tries to blow me around. They ain't blown me down yet. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. Call that boy by his name. Smile as he turns and he waves. Don't you shed a tear as he walks away from here. He can come, but he ain't known to stay. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. Every city I've found, every place that I get tries to blow me around. They ain't blown me down yet. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. By the window, look at the moon. Winter is coming on soon. When you think of the kid who left when he did, he too will be thinking of you. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. Every city I found, every place that I get tries to blow me around. They ain't blown me down yet. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. I've been running, I've been ducking, I've been dodging the wind. Thank you. Thanks for the request, Matthew. I do appreciate it. I do very much appreciate it. Yeah. Well, this is a request I don't get much, but I'd love to fulfill it. Matt says, you played Angel Band at a show in Los Angeles several years ago. I loved your version of it and would love to hear it again. Well, sure. I mean, especially with the two Rest in Peace memoriams we just did. This could be a fitting song for tonight, couldn't it? Oh, and as always with Sunday songs, I'd love to tell you that if you can, where's it at? We love it if you can buy a ticket to the show or tip the show. That's always great. You just send in any amount you choose to PayPal or Venmo. Thanks to everybody who always does that. It is helping me record a really awesome new album right now. And if you're not in a place where you can contribute like that, no problem. The rest of your Sunday songs fellow viewers have you covered. They're kicking in for you. My lady sun is seen. I might do a little higher. My lady sun is singing here near you. Oh, oh. That shouldn't be too high. This is a standard in bluegrass music. think Ralph Stanley does the iconic version of this song. Ralph Stanley pretty much does the iconic version, or he did the iconic version of any song that he would sing. So that's how that works. My latest sun is sinking fast. My race is nearly run. My strongest trials now are past. My triumph has begun. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Bear me away on your snow-white wings to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snow-white wings to my immortal home. I've almost reached my heavenly home. My spirit loudly sings. Behold the ancient ones, they come. I hear the sound of wings. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Bear me away on your snow-white wings to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snow-white wings to my immortal home. I forgot the middle verse. For the life of me, I could not remember it. Thank you for that interesting request there. Jason Anderson says, how did you get connected with Brandon Flowers and the Killers? So he's referring to, I told you guys last week, I got the opportunity to play harmonica on this latest album by the Killers. Let's see if I still have it in my pictures here so you can check it out. I do. So here's the album cover. This is the latest album by the Killers called Pressure Machine. And it's kind of like a stark, almost Americana type album. And their lead singer, Brandon Flowers, asked me to play the harmonica on it. I've been friends with him for 5 or 6 years. He took me on the road to open for him 5 or 6 years ago. It's the only time this has really ever happened to me in the music business. I've been in the music business now for 15 or 16 years. So you could call this a black swan event for me, to be sure. So before you start in the music business or any creative path, your dream is that a piece of your art, one of your songs, makes its way to someone in a position of power or someone, who can do something about it. And out of the blue, you get a call from the record company, some guy chomping a cigar and giving you a call and saying, we're going to make you a star, kid. So that's what you expect it to be like before you start. But I've found it's not really like that at all. You don't really get breaks out of the blue like that at all, at least in my career. Maybe some people it's different. But for me and for a lot of the people I know in music, it hasn't been like that. And that's fine. I think most jobs are like that. That being said, the one time that it did happen to me, we were putting out an album called Windfall, and there was a single off of it called If Still It Can't Be Found. I think it was the first song that I played tonight. And Rolling Stone reviewed that single, or they premiered it, or something like that. And the next day, I woke up. I'll never forget it. I was driving through Texarkana. I'd stayed the night in Texarkana, somewhere on the road. And I had an email out of the blue from an email address I didn't recognize. And it said, hey, this is Brandon Flowers from The Killers. I heard your song on Rolling Stone, and I loved it. And I wish I had written it. And that's the highest compliment I can pay to somebody else's song. I don't think I'm talking out of school here saying this. I'm sure he'd be fine with me revealing the details of that email. But yeah, so that was it. I mean, it really happened out of the blue. It was just because the song touched his heart. And then he took me on the road. I opened for him in Europe for a couple weeks, and it was great. And I've always kept up with him ever since. So I was honored that they had me play on that record. I think it's a really cool sounding record. Probably I'm biased because he's my friend and because I got to play on it, but I think there's some really good songs on the record. I think the whole record's really cool. And it's my favorite album that I've heard in a really, really long time. Certainly this year. It's my favorite album I've heard this year. So there you go. That's an answer for Jason Anderson. That's how I got connected with them. All right, let me close with a song for you guys. Okay, here's a great request here. I got to do this one now. Robert Waldner says, I don't request much because honestly, I love all your songs. That is the way to ingratiate yourself, Robert, right there. You're a master at this. However, you've played Stay and Dance upon my request before my 17-year-old daughter, Lynn. I'd like to request it again for her tonight. We are moving out of the house next weekend. She will be dancing with the Sarasota, Florida Ballet Conservatory for her senior year of high school. I'm going to miss the hell out of her. Yeah, man. I'm getting choked up for you, man. Okay, Robert, this is for you and your daughter, Jolynn. And Jolynn, we wish you the best of luck heading out into the great wide world. Take it by the horns. Don't take everything they say to heart. Don't pick every unkind word apart. It's a brave new world, but some things still hold true. The seasons change and people change their tune. 'Cause they don't know beauty, just the costume. Don't know music, just the volume. Stay and dance with just who brought you. The lights come up, baby, nothing else remains. So grab that waiting wheel and set your course. Let the chorus waver back and forth. It's you alone knows where the greatness lies. So meet their doubtful gazes eye to eye. 'Cause they don't know beauty, just the costume. Don't know music, just the volume. Stay and dance with just who brought you. Stay and dance with just who brought you. Stay and dance with just who brought you. The lights come up, baby, nothing else remains. The lights come up, baby, nothing else remains. Thanks for coming to Sunday Songs. I really appreciate it. I'll be back here next week if you're back here. So I'll see you then. Bring a friend and see you very soon. Peace.